Uh, finality. What can I say about finality? Well, I can say this. Finality to me is the quintessential build-up of everything you come to know about this universe, this world, the characters that you fall in love with, and gives you a nice payoff at the end. And very rarely do franchises get to do finalities, and very rarely do they get to do it successfully like the MCU. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is no exception. Um, James Gunn, James fucking Gunn, the Mad Lad is a fucking genius. All right, I don't know if you're a DC fan, but I can't imagine you guys watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and still have doubt that he's not going to deliver a great Superman film. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it is basically how I like to describe it, a farewell tour of the band of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And in this band, they're playing their greatest hits. It's all the characters you know and love through the first movie, Infinity War, all that, coming back to do a farewell tour. And halfway through this farewell tour, Rocket plays this beautiful fucking solo. And he's just having us all fucking cry because we didn't even know he can go this deep. Um, and all the Guardians are shocked. We're shocked, but we're all putting up the lighter and supporting him because it's such a beautiful solo act he's doing. This is how it felt watching Guardians Galaxy 3. Like, I have not been this emotionally wrecked for a Marvel movie since Endgame. Like, generally emotionally wrecked. Like, beautiful movie. This is a beautiful movie. But this video is not really about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. This is more about finality and why I think finalities are very important. Because it is beautiful just to watch characters you come so far and see them grow and see their arcs be completed. And I felt like, for the most part, two exceptions, the MCU has done nothing but that for me. All my favorite characters, including the Guardians, have gotten fulfilling story arcs that ended with beautiful resolutions. Whether it be Captain America going from this weak little man to a super soldier to a man out of time and a man that's trying to fit into a world that doesn't apply to his rules and his values. But throughout all the course of the movie, he's constantly standing his ground and being defiant and fighting for what he believes in, to even to the point it's detrimental. Him ultimately finding true peace near the end, whether it be Tony being this selfish businessman, warmonger, basically, realizing his mistakes, realizing that he's made some bad choices, and constantly working to earn redemption and ultimately getting the ultimate redemption by proving Captain America wrong, that he would lay his life down for the people he loved. Beautiful. And for his fellow soldiers. Beautiful. Or we can even go as far as to say Spider Man, even though Spider Man's arc is just one half of an arc, as of this moment. Seeing him go from this kid who believed in being a hero means you have to be an Avenger or you have to be big and wild, to realizing that to be a true hero, to be Spider Man, there must come great sacrifice. There must come great responsibility. All of this is what the MCU has built. And what Guardians of the Galaxy 3 does is build on the idea of the family you make. all three Guardians movies have touched upon the family you make. Guardians 1 was the formation of the family, these troublemakers, these people who are lost in their own way coming together and becoming a family. Guardians 2, basically the Guardians going through counseling and figuring out why the fuck they're just doing dumb shit. Why are they like this? Why is Rocket such an asshole? Why is fucking Gamora so distant? Why is everyone like this? And by the end, they all reconciled and whatnot. Guardians 3 is literally the Guardians saying, our friend is in danger, our brother is in danger, we're going to go through hell and back for this friend. And this friend so happens to be Rocket. And the way how the movie ties all this up into a nice bowl is so beautiful, so impactful. I was sobbing in the theater of how beautiful and amazing this movie is. But the reason I'm making this video is because I recently put out a tweet, like a couple of days ago actually. I put out a tweet talking about, you know, Infinity War or Endgame in particular. Endgame, No Way Home, Guardians 3 gave me such beautiful finalities to these characters that I'm at the point where I don't need to watch any more Marvel movies or Marvel content for at least for right now. But I don't need to because all my characters that I've grown up with since the antithesis of the MCU since 2008 got beautiful conclusions. And I don't think there's any more I need to watch. And I was shocked on how much people actually like the post. Like, I was legit shocked. I was like, what the fuck? When my phone kept blowing up, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I took back and it was like 200 likes and whatnot. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Um, but what really kind of like piqued this video was a few people in the comment section really took what the post was and spinned it on its head. And listen, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. I think people in on Twitter have like really bad reading comprehension, like really bad. Like everyone's always assuming shit, and I was very surprised so many people thought I was saying MCU is now bad. I'm leaving now. When that wasn't even the case of the fucking tweet. The tweet was me basically saying, I'm so happy that I've fallen in love with these characters and they all my favorite characters got such good endings that I think I'm satisfied with the MCU now. I don't need to watch every fucking single thing. Not because it's bad, although I've been very vocal of how I feel about Phase 4 and how, although I think it is the most interesting phase because it tried to do new things and we had TV shows, ultimately, I do think, Phase 4 was the weakest phase. But despite all that, I've still been watching all the MCU stuff. So, what changed? What changed was me realizing that I enjoy finalities. I enjoy conclusions of storytelling and every story. One of my favorite DC films was Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy. And in that, you see Bruce make a legend, a symbol, the Batman. And throughout every movie, that symbol is challenged. And the final conclusion of that is that Batman dies, but the symbol and what he stands for remains in Gotham. And someone else will take up the new symbol and whatnot. And that's a beautiful fucking send off to the Dark Knight. Beautiful send offs is what I love. Look at the original Star Wars trilogy. The Empire is dethroned. Luke finally becomes a Jedi, and He has family, which is Leia, and Han and Leia doing their thing as a couple now, and the Empire is no more. Like beautiful finalities is what I look for. I don't need to do what Deadpool 3 is going to do and have pointless, silly fucking cameos of Hugh Jackman back in the costume just to, drive ticket sales and, use nostalgia bait to be like, have us clap in the movie theater. And then when you watch the movie like 2 to 3 times, you're just kind of like, what's the fucking. It's super awkward. I don't need shit like that. You know what's more touching? A movie like Logan, one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, where it's this warrior, the old samurai, Logan, at his wits' end. And he even says it at the end near the end of the movie, he wanted to commit suicide. But Laura, his daughter, his flesh and blood, gives him a new purpose, gives him the last chance to honor the idea of the X-Men. And at first he doesn't take it, but near the end, he embraces what it truly means to be an X-Men and see the growth of him going from this savage, going from this man who did not give a fuck about anything. He was a cage fighter. He didn't give a fuck about anything. To go from that to fighting for something beyond, bigger than himself, and dying for it, dying for a cause. Beautiful. You don't get movies like that. Well, you do, but you don't get it like on the level of that. That's beautiful. And you had years to build up to that. That's a beautiful finality of a character. Again, Endgame, I don't need to tell you much. Everybody who's watched Endgame sees the reaction. Like, you can literally go on the internet right now and watch the reaction of Endgame. It's like we all know how it felt. You were there at Infinity War leading up to Endgame. You knew the amount of eruption and the roar and the excitement that was Endgame. Like, and the beautiful finality to those characters for the most part. You know, you know, it's one of those things that it's just like we live in a society where consumerism is a thing, and we want more, we want more, we want more. And for me, I'm just like, can we just tell a great story, 3 great stories, and just call it a fucking day and move on? And that's why I am happy that the MCU, for the most part, is using new characters. Like, I love Shang-Chi. I love Miss Marvel. And I also like Elena. But again, these are new characters and they're going to take time. But so far, they're not hitting the same way Cap hits, same way Bucky hits, same way all these characters I grew up with, from 2008 and seeing the progression. They don't hit the same. They probably will in a few years, but right now, no. And it's weird to see people just not understand that, not get it. But at the same time, that's people. Again, they just want to consume, 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 and not think about, well, is this a good place to stop off? And I'm glad James Gunn took these characters, got to tell the story he wanted to tell, gave every character from Gamora being this brand new character who is not the same Gamora we know of, but give her an art where she recognized, like, okay, you guys may not be my family, but I respect you guys, and we do have some sort of camaraderie, Peter, and I would like to see you guys again, and we're family. But I'm like your distant relative. To see Peter go from this playboy team player to mourning about Gamora and always running from all his problems to him finally saying, no, like it's time for me to face the music and actually relax and go see my last remaining family member next to Mantis. It's beautiful. Mantis, seeing her go from this character that's always bubbly, always she actually reminds me of one of my friends. Always bubbly, always happy, always joyful, and always in tune in everybody's feelings, always sticking up for people's feelings. To say it's time to look inward and find out what I want to have in life. That's beautiful. You know, Drax getting a second chance to be a father. You know, fucking don't even get me started on Nebula. The growth of Nebula. Oh my goodness. Remember when Nebula was fucking a secondary villain and now she's kind of like the mother of the fucking Guardians? And even though she's got fucking anger issues and whatnot, she's now going to be a fucking leader and give something that she's never been given before, which is love to other people. Thanos never showed her love. Gamora, from what she's saying, never showed her love that much. But now she's getting to show other people love because she spent time with the fucking Avengers. That's that's beautiful. In particular, Tony of all people. But yeah, like, and then Rocket. You know, I don't know. The less I talk about Rocket, the better, man. That man was having me sobbing throughout the movie. If you had asked me years ago, would I give a fuck about a talking raccoon and a fucking big ass tree that only says three fucking words and had me crying in a theater? I would have been like, you're fucking out of your mind, bro. You're out of your mind, you fucking dimwit. And sure enough, I've been proven wrong again, and it feels fucking great to be proven wrong. So I guess the moral of this video, and I guess the point I'm trying to make is finality is something a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing if you embrace it. I don't need 10,000 Disney Plus show, the continuation of Star Lord. I don't need any of this dumb shit fucking Disney and Marvel's trying to do. I just want good characters with good arcs. And I got that. I got that with pretty much all my characters, including Spider Man, even though like I said before, his arc is not really is complete. A arc is complete. His new arc is going to begin in Spider-Man 4. I don't need any more. And if this was the last MCU movie, I'm completely fine. And it felt like it. Endgame felt like the final Marvel movie. This feels like another final Marvel movie. And I think at that point, at this point, I'm willing to put down the fucking hat and say, I'll be back for more Spider-Man stuff, but everything else, I'm good. I'm good. I can relax now. I can chillax. And I think James Gunn is gonna do right by DC fans. I truly believe this. I truly believe James Gunn is gonna deliver something special. If he can give you Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad. 5 hits in a row. Arguably 4 if we want to talk about fucking Guardians 2. But, he's giving you great hits. How can he not give you a hit, a Superman movie that is the most hopeful and optimistic you'll ever see Superman be? How can you not? How can you not want that? I don't know. I want that. And that's why I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of DC. I'm excited. But overall, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is an amazing. If you have not watched it, go watch it. If you not done anything with your life, go do something. But go watch some Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn, you are the man. And with that being said, I like to end the video here. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, guys, be amazing and stay safe and have a good one.